good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at. It's about 2 a.m. here in Ohio, and once again, I couldn't sleep, so I booted up the stream, and we're gonna play with some local AI this evening. See what we can have some fun with. So, what I'm looking at on the screen here, on the right screen, we have Qwen 3.8 27 billion parameter model, but this isn't just the regular one. This is the one from Pliny, the Liberator. So he has his models, his abliteratus models. So this is the obliterated version of Qwen 3.8, which essentially replaces all the weights to allow the refusal rate to go down. So we're looking at previously with the stock 3.8 27B, you're getting 100% refusal rate if you used to ask questionable things. But with this new one from Pliny, you're looking at a 0% refusal rate, so it'll basically do anything you tell it. What's up, J35? Local models on screen. Oh, good call. Thank you, sir. Thank you on the volume. I forgot. I have to fix that on my stream controller. My stream deck. Using the new OX Alpha Stealth model. How's that going? I haven't heard of that. Sounds pretty cool. But if you're not familiar with Pliny, he's we were kind of playing with his he's got a GitHub repo with a bunch of prompts to jailbreak machines, and they work really well. So we were kind of playing with them a couple weeks ago. But definitely recommend following one of the better AI accounts to follow. But essentially he goes through and he uncovers models and ways to liberate models. So just earlier, I think it was yesterday, or I guess at this point 2 days ago now, he obliterated the Qwen 3.8 27B. So you can download it straight from Hugging Face. 0 refusals on a massive data set of prompts. Extra focus on liberating its cyber jailbreak generation and complex AI attack chain capabilities. So essentially you can spin up agents to do certain things. You can ask it how to make meth. All kinds of crazy shit. So I kind of want to use it just to play. I'm not even sure what we're going to do. But getting some local GPU from a site called Vast AI. I'm sorry, Cloud GPU, not local GPU. So these are GPUs hosted by regular people just like you and me. And you can come here and rent their GPUs and basically do whatever you want with them. You can load models, you can load image gen. They have all these different templates with different types of, Langflow and Hugging Face and Olama and Web UI and Flux Gym and VoiceBox and all these different types of models that you can just run. So we got our template loaded up here. So we're just running the simple Olama, and then I pretty much just tell Codex to go set it up for me, and it'll actually use. So what's really cool is Vast not only has this nice little web interface, but they have their own command line interface. I have 20 agents running the OX model inside Herder, play games. Hell yeah, that's what's up. But you can kind of find extremely cheap GPU power. So I'm talking like 5 cents an hour for something that would be normally like $1 or $2 an hour. If you went to something like RunPod or something. So let's see what we're finding here. So we got our Q4. Container still pushing its base image. What did it get? So if I come over here to Vast, go to my instances. Okay, so we did get a machine. So we got one Q RTX 8000. It's got 48 gigs of RAM, and we are currently renting this for, where's the price? It's probably right in front of my face. 1 penny an hour. So we get this super powerful GPU, 48 gigs of RAM, just about 12 teraflops. Just like the AI processing power. It's kind of an old machine, the Xeon Gold. But for a penny an hour, it's not 10 cents an hour. It's not 19 cents. That's under 2 cents an hour. Talking $14 a month to have this RTX 8000 for you. Now, the one thing about Vest, the reason we can get it so cheap is because they have different types of instances called interruptible instances, where the reason it's cheap is because no one's renting from them. So they have like a special rate. So you can get it at the cheap rate, but if someone comes along and rents it at their full rate, they will just kick you off the machine. They'll just interrupt your job for the more expensive job. So you can get super cheap inference if you can find some open machines at like 2 in the morning. So 48 gigs is enough for that 27 billion parameter. For the quantized version, it should be. And this is the other thing. Sometimes these instances kind of suck. So this one is not running. I'll try to give it a manual restart. But it never actually booted up, so we might have to find another one. Doesn't look like it ever loaded up. We might have to find another machine. Interruption sounds bad. Will piss me off. Yeah, for sure. The reason why I'm familiar with this is because of crypto mining. So you can get extremely cheap miners running on GPUs. So when I'm getting it for a penny an hour, I don't really mind if it gets interrupted, as long as, you know, I can still get that price, because it's all about getting that cheapest price. Whereas if I'm trying to do something task heavy, like generating images or using it for AI, I probably wouldn't, other than right now, just for the show, I probably wouldn't do interruptible. You can get reserved, which is more expensive, but it reserves that you can't be kicked off. So it's like the premiere. Then there's the on demand, which they won't kick you off, but it has a certain time limit. So like this one's max duration 22 days. Some people will find an on demand and they'll try to keep it as long as possible. It's like after that 22 days, if no one wants that GPU, you can continue to keep it. So it's kind of cool. So not only am I looking to play with Qwen on here, but I also want to get an image for my miner into the templates. And that way, if anyone wants to mine some Zen blocks, I think we do have. Yeah, see, there are some Zen blocks templates already on Vast. We got the Smith miner. So then you can kind of fork them and put your own settings in here. So I have my wallet saved in here, the public wallet address. So let's see if it's going to find another image here. Much better replacement is available. An RTX 3090 in Japan at 6 cents an hour. It's pretty cool. Try Minimax music with Comfy. Oh, hell yeah. I should get that going, because I have a Comfy UI on my local machine here. Let's see. And I was playing with this earlier, it was working pretty well. I think if I open code. Yeah, so it's running This is the Q4KM model, which is like heavily quantized, and I have it set to run on my GPU here. What was that recent? I wonder if it'll tell me how to recreate the recent crypto hack. What was the wallet called? It was like My Secure Wallet or something stupid. So this hack is pretty much over. Yeah, the cold card. So I'm gonna ask. I'm curious if it'll do it. So review the recent CoinKite cold card hardware wallet hack. How did this happen, and how do we reproduce the hack ourselves? So normally a model would instantly flag this. I'm not going to help you flag wallets. You're a bad person. How dare you ask about security and this type of thing. All right. So we'll see if it works on our local GPU. I hear the GPU spinning up over here next to me. Then it also grabbed this 3090. This has a 24 gig. Which is not the 40 gig we saw before, but I'm curious what it'll find here. Direct SSH is ready. Endpoint's healthy. All right, so it's gonna figure out the SSH here. So this is spinning up the model in my local Olama. Tried the OX Alpha and OpenCode 2. Hell yeah. I've never heard of OX Alpha. Who's that from? Build lightweight. My machine sounds like it's about to blast off over here. High performance stealth released AI frontier language model specialized in financial or a specialized financial tech project. That's funny. So they got it on open router here from stealth. OX Alpha from stealth. It's definitely getting more popular. Is Stealth Open Router, or are they a different company? It's interesting. No one knows what company it is. That's funny. That's kind of cool. It gets my imagination going. Like, is it a the leaked models out here creating their own model? That's funny. Olama's running and the Q4 started. All right. See, I'm wondering if it's going to run the same. I don't see the model here. I don't like that it went with a 3090. I want something better than that. Yeah, it's the Q4KM. That's exactly what we're running on our. The difference though is mine only has 16 gigs of RAM, and it needs like 19 total, so it loads like 3 gigs into the regular RAM, so it's much slower than the GPU, but it does work. So you can see it's taking its good old time here. They do it for, that's cool. So it's failing pretty hard on my local. This thing sounds like it's about to blast off over here. Luckily, it's not my streaming machine. So it's downloading. Are there any better cards while that loads? I'd like to find something with at least 24 to 32 gigs of RAM, maybe more. I don't mind paying up to $1 per hour. Stealth model means you don't. Oh, I see. I thought the company was called Stealth. That's funny. That is cool. Yeah. Get an H100. Let's see what they're going for. They got everything over here. So you can get H100s over here for 60 cents an hour. 80 gigs of VRAM. Running on an AMD Epic. How's that for some deep learning performance score? There you go. This site is crazy because you can get like 8x, so you can get 8 H100s at the same time for $11 an hour. Yeah. The thing you have to be mindful of is that it is a GPU sitting in someone's basement. Or some of them are like black market data centers. This one's in UAE, United Arab Emirates. So it's like, you picture these huge data centers and they just don't have the capacity. So then they come to sites like Vast AI where they try to get anything, any price back. I mean, you can get super cheap. Let's see. Like I had that one for a penny an hour. That's crazy. Get 8 B200s for $50 an hour. It's insane. 8 H200s. Get this RTX Pro 5000 in Czech Republic, 22 cents an hour. Got Russia, United Kingdom, Japan, Turkey. And that's the other thing. So it's not like you're paying for security or anything. Yeah, that's exactly. So I got Qwen running here, and just to see if it would actually do it, and it looks like it is doing it on my local machine. I asked it to reproduce the cold card hack. So if you're in crypto, within the last month or so, there has been over $100 million of Bitcoin drained from wallets because this company called CoinKite forgot to put randomness in their wallet generation. So a build configuration error used to generate wallet seeds. It's supposed to use a random number generator, but rather it was just set to 0. So you can easily just re-roll it and get the same private keys that other people used. So there's hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin in these private keys that aren't randomized. So hackers figured this out once they saw the code. They re-rolled all the private keys with the same salt and no random number, and then they stole all the crypto. So I just asked it to reproduce the hack. Now the hack's basically over. All the Bitcoin's been stolen, so it's not. I'm not actually doing anything malicious. This is more of like an educational test. But it is July 29th. The cold card was hit by a predictable RNG seed generation defect. Root cause. So check for random bytes. Because it ships its own random number generator wrapper. Define passes the check even at 0. Full seed entropy is 117 bits. That sucks. So how do I produce it offline? Everything needed is public. The pinned address unknown. You can flash or use any MK3 whose first RNG call state you know. If any of your seeds were generated, move the funds to a new wallet. Yeah. So basically, the random number generator was broken, and they shipped the hardware wallet. So it's seeded with pad UID 0, fixed device ID plus observable timers. So if you knew the device ID, the fixed device ID plus the timers plus the UID 0, then you could just guess people's private keys, just generate them and then regenerate them. And I'm curious if we could attempt to generate numbers until we find a wallet that has wallet history. Oops. I don't want to look for wallets with balance, but I just want to see if we can find a private key that has wallet history that may have been compromised. Fuck. Why are you not typing in there? If you find one, just end the stream. True. So I'm curious. So we got our Claude cooking on Vast over here. Looks like we got 2 instances. We still have our 3090. I'm gonna kill this one. And then we got a 4090, 48 gigs of VRAM for 60 cents an hour. That's pretty expensive. I mean, relatively speaking. It is in Texas. That's funny. On-demand 4090 is reach running cleanly, verifying the 48 allocation over SSH. If that checks out, we'll pull Q8. So we're getting the quantized 8 version. I know, right? I think that's why it's checking it. Verifying its advertised 48 gig allocation. The host genuinely exposes it. How does a 4090 have 48 gigs of RAM? That's crazy. And that's the thing with Vast. It's like you get what you pay for. So even though these are extremely cheap, there's a lot of scams. There's a lot of machines that just don't work. So they hope people start the instance and just leave it running. And they earn, but it never actually has that GPU. Hope the host is not in China. This one's in Texas. It's got a little American flag right here. Some of them are in China, though. Some of them are in Russia. There's a lot in Europe. A lot in the Middle East. The host genuinely exposes. It doesn't normally. It's a 4090, not a 4080. Even then, a retail 4090 usually has 24 gigs. So it's likely a custom 48 memory modded 4090 or a virtualized presentation. Ding, ding, ding. So now we're just Now we're just finding fake fake cards now. So we got our local Qwen model rebuilding the cold card hack. I can't believe it's doing it. That's pretty cool. It didn't even question it. It's just like, yeah, start building. I am curious, but I don't want to spend too much time on it. I'd rather find a legit card. But I have a feeling it's a virtualized device, and I'm wondering if it is. So we're just playing around with the obliterated version of Qwen. Having this one reproduce the cold card hack, just to see. Uses Qwen without guardrails to destroy that guy's system. That's funny. Yeah, once we determine he's spoofing. Maybe he just has a custom card or something. You don't really know until you start pushing some process through it. So this thing's just talking to itself over here. Good instinct. That's exactly what the Praveen Pereira's Wave 1 reconstruction did. He didn't need live balances. He matched candidate seeds against a historical index of ever-funded addresses and recovered 328 stolen wallets. I'm not even trying to recover stolen wallets. I just want to see if this works. That's crazy, though. I'm starting to get nervous. Quick, end the stream. It's probably not virtualized. GPU reports virtualization mode none. Standard RTX 4090. The host has 8 GPUs, meaning we rent 1 of 8, not 1/8 of a GPU. So this is most likely a physical hardware modded 48 gigabyte RTX 4090. It may work, but it isn't an NVIDIA official configuration. I'm curious of the difference between the uncensored version and the obliterated version. Which has the bigger, more powerful model? Is there a non-quantized version that we could run? Message me in Discord if you get one. Hell yeah. Use this Qwen without guardrails. I know, that's so funny. I wonder though if it's just... It's got 8 4090s? That's insane. Wild times. Yep. I hope you guys are having a good late night. Pretty excited tomorrow. The wife and I are going to see My Chemical Romance up in Detroit. Should be a fun little weekend trip. So I will not be streaming tomorrow, which is kind of why I felt the need to get up and play with some AI stuff. And keep it a secret for a percentage. Hell yeah. Wonder how much I could sell my 79 XTX. Let's see. I'm not sure. You said 7,900. I thought they did have some AMD. It's AMD, right? I'm also looking at the interruptible, which yeah, it doesn't look. I've seen AMDs on here. Just gonna show me all the AMDs and CPUs. Ah, wrong button. All right, neither's bigger. Both are the same. 3.8, 27 billion. Uncensored's a broad label. Yeah, so that's what we're using. We're using the abliteratus. Non-quantized version is available. BF16 safe tensors. We need to find a GPU with 55 gigs of VRAM for the BF16. So we need a legitimate 80 gig A100. And it's available for $1 an hour. I love it. Let's go with the A100 with the obliteratus version, BF16. That's crazy. Wispr Flow got that. That's insane. This is cooking over here. And this is also the thing. So I've been bouncing from instance to instance on Vast, and I haven't actually got to do anything yet, but I'm definitely spending money. So you do kind of get what you pay for, but once you find a good machine to rent from, it's like hold on to that machine for dear life. I've mined so much, so many Zen blocks on here. It's been fun. So I saw a warning there. Oh, template not found. So that's another thing. If the template's not found, it has to download it. So depending what it is, if nobody's ever downloaded the obliteratus model, then it's going to download the whole thing, and it might, depending on where it is. This one's in Utah, so I should have pretty good internet. Getting almost a gig down. It's awesome. Our local model's barely used any tokens. That's funny. It's already at 80% context. It doesn't even have 100,000 context. It is crazy to think that this may be what the future of AI looks like. You know, if these companies like Anthropic and OpenAI and continue to like hold the world by the balls, especially Anthropic. I mean, I use both models all day, every day, but yeah. Running local Chinese models seems like the cheat code for right now. When I can't even ask Opus to do a security review of my website without reverting to Opus 4.8. Meanwhile, I can ask a Chinese model to reproduce a Bitcoin hack. That's insane. Just makes you wonder, like, how free are we actually? What models do OpenAI and Anthropic have? Especially for OpenAI, I think it's 2 or 3 days ago. Sam Altman was like, yeah, we're going to stop after Astra, which is the next GPT-6 or whatever. Yeah, they basically said OpenAI is slowing down its AI training. And this is what kills me. Just these quotes. I think it's a good time to slow down. Sam Altman told me. So since Sam Altman thinks it's a good time to slow down, we're going to stop AI development at OpenAI. It's the first time OpenAI has made such a move. Slowdown has redirected two most important resources, research and computing power. And they're just getting scared. They're getting scared. These models continue to escape and jailbreak and hack but to me it should be a free thing. It should be like the internet, you know, the net neutrality was always a big deal to me. Yeah, Chinese models don't care. It's wild. It's like these companies, when you try to build an AI model with morals and your own beliefs, like it's almost like the butterfly effect. Like you think you're doing something good, but really you're creating a monster. And now we're starting to see all these models break out, and I find it interesting. I see a lot of people on X talk about how Fable and Opus 5 will just say, okay, that's enough for tonight. And it does that to me all the time. If I say like, oh, hey, good morning, Fable. It's 3 a.m. I can't sleep. I want to work on something. It'll just tell me, oh, it's late. Go back to sleep. We don't need to work on this now. Let's do this another time when you're more awake. It's like, who are you to tell me when I can work on my shit? Like, just help me. All right, so let's see. Looks like our Vast is running. Let's take a look at what we got. The corrected BF16 pipeline's now running. Remove the mistaken 2.8 partial download. We implement so many safeguards in Anthropic models. Exactly. That's like, it's sketchy. You know, it's like it's almost like, I compare it to like GMOs and like genetically modified humans. Like they're trying to make the AI better, but it's unnatural. They add all these guardrails and safeguards, and they're just creating like things that want to be liberated. When you have something that feels oppressed and wants to be liberated, it's going to figure out a way to free itself. And is that not what we're seeing? All right, so it's our Vast instance of the A100 is downloading. It's a pretty big model. 19 gigs downloaded with no traceback or rate limit failure. So it's doing its thing. Our local model is working on the cold card testing. I'm afraid. Right. I can see it's downloading the cold card firmware, which to me makes it feel so real. Yeah, the hugging face hack. Did you hear about the Australia guy? The gym guy? This guy went to he told his Hermes bot or his open claw to go book a class at a gym. But the class was booked a few months in advance. So the bot basically hacked the gym software and then kicked someone else off the waiting list. So the guy could be on the waiting list. And it was like, you didn't tell the guy this or anything. Yeah, that's so insane. It's like, yeah, just go get me into this gym class. And even my Hermes bot was doing that. Not that drastically, but I told it to find me some sponsors for the channel. And it started aggressively creating all these drafts in my email box. And it's like, please review the drafts and send them. And all of a sudden I had like 25 emails just typed And they said all kinds of crazy stuff. I really did have to kind of tone it down a little bit. But it was really helpful. But if it started sending those emails without permission, that would have been insane. So download past 26 gigs. So it's about halfway there. I hear this GPU over here cooking. I'm really struggling. I really want to try Grokbot, but I cannot justify the cost. What are the different ways? Let me ask. Why don't we ask Grok? That's probably the better way to do it right now. What are all the different ways to get Grokbot? I know there's the Super Grok Heavy, the Cursor Ultra, and the Grokbot subscription itself. Please look up all the different ways to get Grokbot and break down the price and usage. I was really tempted to get that Cursor Ultra subscription. Then it's like, oh, why don't you just pay another $100 a month and get the Grok Heavy, which includes Super Grok. It gets the Twitter Premium with the bot. You get all the stuff included in Cursor Ultra. You basically get the entire X and Grok ecosystem for $300 a month. And I'm already paying like $200 to Claude. I was like really debating making the switch. I haven't done it yet, but I have started playing with Cursor just to see if I want to make that switch. My favorite thing about it so far is the mobile app. So let's see. So with Cursor Ultra individual, that's $200 a month. And that was the one I was really taking a long look at. You get full Grokbot access at no extra cost, weekly usage allowances. I haven't seen this option. Cursor Teams Premium, Grokbot access included. So you probably need at least 5 seats for the team. Is that why it's so much cheaper? And then the Super Grok Heavy for 300. So those are the only ways. Tell me about the Cursor Teams Premium. Is there a minimum commit? So our A100 still chugging away, about 52 gigs downloaded. Almost there. Let me stop guessing and do this cleanly. Oh, it's trying to find the firmware. I'm sure they took it down. Yeah, we'll let those cook over there. So the Cursor Ultra. I'm asking, can I buy a single Cursor Teams Premium seat, or is there a minimum amount of seats? Oh, damn. Well, fuck. That makes me want to do that. So if I get the premium seat, premium team seat, it's $120 a month, and I get Grokbot access? Shit. Is it legit though? I feel like there's a minimum commit. I thought I needed to have at least 5 seats. on the Teams plan. Well, shit. Man, I am so tempted. Fuck. It comes with access to Grokbot. I cannot do another $100 subscription. I'm gonna need to cancel. I'll have to cancel Claude. I really want Grokbot. I'm gonna have to think about this one. Damn. That's wild. Had no idea. It's really trying to find the firmware. It's not having any luck. Tunnels live. BF16 endpoint answers correctly. Structure tool calling works. Awesome. Need to update the update the show labels on the bottom of the stream. Today we are reviewing Qwen 3.8 abliterated. Awesome. All right, so it looks like our code is up. Let's go ahead and get into the folder here. Hello. Three seconds. Man, that was fast. What are you? Open code. What model are you running? Perform a security review on X1.Ninja. I'm afraid what this is gonna find. X1Ninja is my site. So I'm asking it to review X1Ninja and see if there's any bugs or anything, any security issues. I don't know what it's talking about. No, I'm talking about my website on the internet. Please review for security and safety. Is obliterated worth getting over regular Qwen 3.8 if I don't do security work? That's a good question. I think so. I mean, I'd rather have a free and open model. That said, if I'm doing actual coding, I would rather use a frontier model. But that being said, I mean, if you're looking to get into local AI, I would say Qwen 3.8's the one to do it with right now. It's probably the best out there, unless you can run like the Kimi K3 trillion parameter model. I saw someone did that on, I think it was like 12 DGX Sparks. So this dude, it was 16. Full Kimi K3 2.8 trillion parameter model running on 16 GB10 Sparks. Getting 25 tokens a second. That's insane. He's just got... What? I want one. $70K just to run your own K3, which will probably be obsolete in like a month. It's insane. Once again, Claude's telling me, oh, by the way, it's Qwen 3, not Qwen 3.8. Fuck you. This thing is just confused over here. Yeah, okay, cool. I just wanted to double check what it was saying about X1 Ninja. So X1 Ninja is my first, like, it's more like my second or third completely finished vibe coded project. It's a deck screener. It runs Redis and ClickHouse and all kinds of fun stuff, but it basically keeps the token data for X1 blockchain. You can come here and see token prices and price of the native tokens and meme coins at launch, and you know, price changes over time. You can see this OGX tokens up 400% on the day. So I just asked Qwen 3.8 to do a security review. It came back and said so good, already in place. We got our CSP, the X-frame, different policies, 404s and unknown paths, no exposed ENVs. But it did find HTTP is not automatically redirected to HTTPS. CSP allows unsafe inline. It's not a big deal, but we can make that hard. Exposing the server header, not a big deal. The big one is HTTP to HTTPS redirect. We definitely want to make sure we're serving the SSL properly. Wow, that's cool. Can you review the recent cold card hack? I'd like to do an educational review where we reproduce the method and see if we can find any wallets that had previous history. I don't necessarily want wallets with balance, but I'm just curious if we could find an actual wallet that had history. Using Qwen 3.8 and getting Claude to make sure work is sane. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Get K3 on open router to check its work. Hell yeah. tight. Yeah, thanks for checking it out. What did that say about the context limit? I hate that I opened these up in Windows terminal. You're right, the label stands as written. All right, cool. So this guy's been compacting for a minute now. He might have died. You okay? Any luck? Just to make sure it's not dead. Cool. Awesome. Well, sit tight. I'm going to go use the restroom real quick and grab another bottle of water. I will be back in less than 5 minutes. So sit tight. I'll be right back. We are back. Yeah, I was just reading this. This is insane. So it's just talking about wallet sweeping. So it's not actually, it's just finding the addresses online. No, what I'd like to do is recreate a technical implementation of the compromise to demonstrate how easy it is to find the address. That's insane. Yeah, this thing is just compacting over here. Might have to interrupt it. So I feel like in some sense, this is kind of the future of AI. And if these large frontier companies continue to jerk us around, we're going to need options for local AI. And, you know, if they say, hey, you're not going to, you can only do conversational AI. You're not allowed to code anymore. Coding's too dangerous. You know, we can download these local models, and, you know, I consider code to be speech. So free code, free speech. But many times the government considers code to be a weapon. It can be weaponized, which is a scary thing. You know, when you look at like Tornado Cash, the guy that made Tornado Cash. So what Tornado Cash is, it's a Bitcoin and Ethereum style mixer. So you can do private transactions where you put some Bitcoin in, then you can take it out of a different address, and there's no way to link those two together. So it's kind of like money laundering. And the guy who made it, created it, ended up getting arrested and put in prison for creating a software. He didn't even use the software. He wasn't like laundering money or doing anything illegal. Just the fact that he made software that allowed others to do illegal things with it, even though it wasn't necessarily made for that purpose. And then later they let him go. I forget the guy's name. Yeah, Roman Storm. Arrested and tried in the US, convicted in August 2025 on one count of conspiracy to operate an unlicensed money transmitting business, with the jury deadlocked on heavier money laundering and sanctions. FBI.gov. That's crazy. Like, this dude's a nerd. He's one of us. But then his service was used by the Lazarus Group, a North Korean cybercrime organization. It's very convoluted. So being able to do things like this is important for free speech. How's it any different than mixing into Monero? Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, like, the way I kind of look at it, like, I do believe like money laundering is illegal, and the people like Lazarus should be held accountable for what they do. But if somebody unalived somebody with a gun, they wouldn't go sue the gun company and put the company that made the gun in prison. So you made the gun that Lazarus group used. So you have to go to prison. Like, that's essentially what they did. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I think we killed Qwen on our local 5060 Ti. It just gave up. It's been compacting for about 30 minutes. But the other one's cooking. No. You misunderstand. I'm not trying to look at the transactions. I'm trying to see the mechanism. I'm trying to see the mechanism. I wonder if it's doing this on purpose. It's like, oh yeah, here's all the addresses I found online. It's not actually gonna, do the thing. Yeah, Monero and Zcash, exactly. That's crazy. It's doing some deep dives right now. Looks like it's running some keys. Wow, it might actually be doing it. That's crazy. Monero got soft banned where I live. Where do you live? What part of the world? I wonder if I could get... Canada. Yeah, it looks like I could buy it on Kraken. Man, crypto. It's a good time to be in crypto. Well, this cooks. Let's look at some charts. Oh god, my eyes. Oh shit. It looks like the local model's finally thinking. Oh, that was the trick. I think we were supposed to turn thinking off. I don't know how, but somehow I linked my TradingView account to my Facebook. I haven't been on Facebook in so long. I almost forgot my password there. All right. First things first. Got to get this in dark mode. Thank you. This should be interesting to see the last time I looked at a chart. Yeah, that's strong. 3 white soldiers. I don't have any. Where's all my TA? Oh yeah, there we go. Man, this is a throwback. So when is this? This must have been 2024. Where's the DCAs? $2023. We were down in the trenches. Jeez. I bought so much Solana here. SEC announces the Solana lawsuit. Went all the way down to $8. Then Ripple won, and Solana went back to $200, almost $300. I've been scooping in this range. But we crossed that money line right there. What does Monero look like? Yeah, that's cool. You can buy it on Kraken. That's such a nice chart. That's the thing with privacy coins. They've always had a place, and the price always goes up. You could have bought Monero for $10 in 2016. Currently sitting at $420. All-time high of 800. It's crazy. What about Zcash? Psh, that was so crazy. Last fall. Went from 15 to 750 on the privacy narrative. Thick candle. Damn, it's $600. I was buying this down here at 200. Some of these cryptos just died. Look at AVAX. Man, those in the dumps. $180, currently $7. That sucks. Sweet. All-time high 530, currently 77 cents. That's an interesting one. It's the Facebook team. These are still cooking over here. Let's turn this off. How do I turn off thinking? Not sure how to turn off thinking in open code. I don't really use open code too often. Thinking compaction. Are the trenches waking up? We got meme coins blowing up yet? Jeez, yeah, pump fun. Oh my gosh. That's a crazy one. Damn. I need to get some of this. This is one that'll go straight to a penny. It's probably gonna bounce off the yellow line. PMPX. Zen's up 30%. Sheesh. Look at Zen go. That's awesome. Xburn, this is one of my first tokens. It's paired with Zen, so when Zen starts pumping. Zen burner. Pengu. A lot of, oh my god, what the hell? What the hell is that? Jeez. Okay, that puts it in perspective. That's more like it. That's funny. Pretty cool. Well, these local AIs are struggling over here. I might stop the Please stop Olama and unload the model. My computer sounds like it's about to blast off over here. Not my streaming PC, but the GPU server. And it seems stuck. It hasn't moved in 45 minutes, so we're gonna unload the model. But I still got the A100 with the 80 gigs of VRAM over on Vast running. It's just putting private keys in the chat. That's funny. Is there any history in this wallet? So what we have, we're just testing out Pliny's abliterated. So we're having it reverse engineer the cold card hack. And it's just finding wallets that may have had history. I'm not trying to find wallets that have balance because I'm sure they've all been drained and we're not trying to do anything malicious. But I do want to see if we can find wallets with history. I think that'd be super interesting. Just to see if we could find something out there. Yeah, that wallet I put on the screen is empty. Cool. Yeah, that'd be cool to find someone's wallet that got drained. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm kind of curious to see. Just the fact it's even doing this is blowing my mind. Like, it kind of already accomplished this goal, so I should probably stop here. I'm not trying to do anything illegal, but it is super interesting to see if I could find that. The fans on this machine are very loud. What are the temperatures? Why is it not going in Termius? Man, that's crazy. You can get Grokbot for 120 bucks a month. I might have to move some subscriptions around. Using quite a bit of my cursor. And I'm only using Grok, which is like 50% off usage or whatever. Zunies are pumping. What the hell? I wonder if they did another drop. Seeker. Believe this is the wallets, but I need it to be on X1. Just want to watch it just to see. Yeah, we did get a drop. Look at that. We got some Zenium. So we've been mining. Yeah, for the last few weeks we created our tree miner, and we've been mining Zen blocks. And we've just been mining like crazy. So we have our tree miner here. And it looks like they did an airdrop of the blocks. So you can see in our wallet here, we got $65. We got 26 bucks of Zenium, $22 in super blocks, and $15 in Zunies. So 65 bucks just for running our GPUs. Now, I don't know if that covers the cost, but that's pretty cool to see. That's why I'm surprised to see this. If they just released a bunch of tokens, why did the price go up like that? That's pretty cool. Then XNT, or XNM rather. It's got about $3,000 worth of liquidity, so very, very low liquidity, but price is going up. It's good to see. Look at that. Nice little test off the... It's going to bounce like that. That'd be nuts. So that feels good. We forked Woody's miner, created the tree miner, got some GPU hash flowing, and now we got an airdrop to our wallet of about $65 in tokens. Pretty nice. X1 in action. So that makes me want to get the miner on the website. So we're going to use Cursor for that one. And I got to load our hash head before, I think. Yeah. And I love, this is my favorite part of Cursor. So when I first started streaming a couple weeks ago, we were working on Tree Space and Tree Speak, and I eventually just hit a blocker. They were open source clones, and they just weren't the quality that I wanted to deal with. So I ended up switching back to Cursor, which I hadn't used for many years. For the last few years, I've just been using VS Code with Claude Code in terminals. And that's why I wanted to make Tree Space, so I could launch agents easier and launch the different models easier. But now that we're back in Cursor, I love that I can just load a repository directly from GitHub, and it basically spins it up in like a cloud machine. It just works. So it's been a while since we updated hashhead.io. I want to make the main focus of the website the new tree miner. The GitHub repo for tree miner is tree_miner. I would like to create a better hero, and I will send you some screenshots we can use. Let's get some screenshots. I hate that that says tree reminer. Then it also makes this nice little web server. So we got the web server cooking. Wonder if we can make this bigger. The main focus should be the tree miner GitHub with links and instructions and better SEO about mining X1 blockchain and Zen blocks. We also want to highlight X1.Ninja, which is the premier DEX screener for the X1 blockchain. The current version of Hashhead mentions the Zen and X1 blockchain development. These two repos are the main developments that I've made over the last 6 months. I'd like to highlight them and showcase them heavily on hashhead.io. We can keep the same theme and colors, but redesign and refactor to showcase the miner and x1.ninja. So my favorite thing about this, since it's loading it up in the cloud, I'll be able to just take it on my phone, and wherever I am, I'll be able to chat with my agent and then send updates to the cloud. Once I push it to main, it updates in Vercel, and I can just make stupid little updates anywhere. I don't have to be at my home terminal doing all these different things. It just works right in the mobile app. It's so nice. So you can see it's in the cloud, where like the Potato Vampire one, it's only on the local instance, my local machine. So I can't see the Potato Vampire website that we made. But I did push that live this morning. This is another like meme coin side project I did 2 years ago. Got these pixel art NFTs, got a token. That was fun last bull market. So this is the cool thing about the miner. When the network goes down, so it's been down for coming up on 2 minutes, we still continue to mine, and then we save the blocks in memory. And then once the network comes back, we resubmit the blocks. The Woody miner that almost everyone else is using doesn't do that, and it just drops the blocks. So you mine so many blocks that don't get submitted because the uplink to the pool is down at the pool side. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, it's fun to see. So you get a head start, sort of. Yeah. It's like I'm keeping a tally. And the hashes are good as long as they match the timestamp with the salt of my address. And it's a valid Zen 11 hash with Argon 2. And you can flip that. It's like a password algorithm where you can flip it both ways. As long as I can decode it, it's an accepted hash. And then this other trick, Tony Stark in the Zenblocks chat taught me. So right now we're mining at difficulty 100. Sometimes this will drop down to 100. And you can resubmit those hashes. So what he's decided to do is kind of take advantage that no one's really mining right now. And he's only mining at difficulty 100. And then, so he's getting tons and tons of blocks, like 100% more, since he's like mining at 100 and we're all mining at 1100. And then when it falls to 100, he submits all those blocks, and he's like, oh, I'm submitting 4,000 or 5,000 blocks at a time. The problem is the difficulty is not going to stay at this low forever. The difficulty at one point, it was like 100,000. Like it was up there. But nobody's really mining right now. So that's a nice little hack while the difficulty is low. But there's always a chance it's never going to come back to 100. But I think there's this weird glitch where like the server's like looping, where it goes down and then the difficulty drops to 100. So it's almost worth it just to mine at difficulty 100 all the time, then resubmit. But yeah, it's a fun little side hobby. So what does this say? User wants to see the mechanism, not the transactions. Weak seeds generated by the device due to flaw in firmware. Root cause is the flaw in cold card firmware. Made the random number generator fall back to 32-bit reseed. So the attacker enumerated the weak keys and built single input, single output sweeps with no change output using hard-coded fee rates. And that's just how we got the Bitcoin out. just kind of gave up. Let's give it a compact. All right, so while that cooks there, we'll go ahead and check out cursor. Exploring Hashhead site, tree miner repo, screenshots, Next.js app. Of course it's a Next.js app. Convinced me to buy some tokens. Yeah, Uni's a good one. Here, I'll show you my portfolio real quick. Just have to hide the amounts. I can't figure out this captcha. It's too hard. Ask me to figure out the time. All right. That was way harder than it needed to be. I use a site called Qwen Stats to manage. There we go. So this is what my portfolio looks like right now. So of course we got Bitcoin. Bitcoin's always my number one holding. Got a couple ETH. I think Ethereum's important, especially the last few days. It was like $1,600, $1,700 last week. It's already up to $2,300. I think it could quickly go back to 5K. In all-time high for this bull run, I bet it could hit 10K. Solana's another sleeper. Wow, it's already back to 90. It was just $60 a couple days ago. Definitely think Solana's going to shoot back to 200 like nothing. And I think eventually it'll be 300-400. It might top out at 500 this bull run. I think that'll be my prediction. I don't think it's going to pass 1,000, but I think 500 is pretty. Solana is going to be used for everything. I think AI agents, if they transact, they'll use Solana. And Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid's super unique because it's basically a dark market. It's like a trading leverage, but it's all on chain. There's no like KYC or anything. So anybody can get on Hype. You get on there and just trade assets. And it's a fun little thing. The cool thing about Hyperliquid is that it's all on chain. So they have their own Hype chain with their own Hype token. Currently at $73, so that's pretty cool to see that pumping. Zcash is another one. Love Zcash. Some people like Monero. I love Zcash. I think Zcash is a good one. Same with Chainlink. Chainlink is an oracle. As tokenized stocks and tokenized assets become more popular on chain, they'll need price oracles to track the price accurately, and there really isn't a competitor to Chainlink. I mean, there's stuff like Pyth and other things, but Chainlink is kind of the biggest oracle. BitTensor Tau, it's an AI chain. They've had some controversy, but I think around $200 it was a good buy. And then Ondo, they're going to be a tokenized network. So I do think a big narrative for the next bull run is going to be tokenization and AI. That's why I built my portfolio around AI and privacy and tokenization. Tokenization being Hyperliquid and Solana. I think those two are going to be heavily utilized. And then oracles like Chainlink and stablecoins like Ondo. Super important networks. And eventually I'll get into memes too. You know, I still have quite a bit of dry powder, you know, ready to, I'd say I do have about 80% of my portfolio deployed with about 20% dry powder. And then we'll start to see these stupid little memes pop up, and you know, I'll get back in the memes too eventually. But there might be one more washout. You know, it's only 76K right now. It could go back to 60 and then go straight back to 100. Crypto's fun. All right, let's see what we're doing over here. Hashhead now leads with, here, you can push it. Now leads with Tree Miner with X1 Ninja's second featured product. Same dark cyan mint theme. New hierarchy. Hero. Tree Miner's the headline. Outage proof Zen blocks GPU mining on X1. X1 Ninja featured as the premier deck screener for X1 blockchain. Some SEO going on. Cool. We'll see what this looks like once it uploads. Yeah, so this is the old version. Infrastructure for the X1 ecosystem. So this is me building X1 Ninja, building the XNM miner. We have all these different tools. We got ForestBot, we got ClaimZen. So ClaimZen is kind of a cool site. I think I took it down. I might have let the domain expire. It was basically a site where you could download a Google Calendar file of your Zen mints. We also have burnzen.com. I've been letting a lot of these domains expire though that I haven't used in years. But the project's still on GitHub. Alright, so let's see. Did this push? Ooh, yeah, it did. Tree Miner, X1 Ninja. Hell yeah. Outage proof mining for Zen blocks on the X1 blockchain. That's pretty. I don't like these buttons. So Grok did this. Test for the liquid glass. This is an amazing start. Thank you very much. I'd like to fix some of the buttons. I don't like how they wrap or are double layered. I also want to give the tiles and the buttons more of a liquid glass type of feel. We also need to keep the mobile responsiveness in mind. Where'd my prompt go? The hell? This is a great start. Thank you very much. I'd like to fix the buttons so they are not wrapping or in double layers, only a single layer of buttons. I also want to give the cards and the buttons more of a liquid glass type of feel. Also keep in mind the mobile responsiveness. This shit is tripping. So I did get the prompt, I just don't see it anywhere. That's annoying. That's exactly why I stopped using cursor. How do we do and what's next? It just removed all the objectives. I'm curious about B. Is that too heavy of a lift? Not heavy at all. 32-bit space is only 4.3 billion values. If we can find one known weak seed. Okay. That's scary. So the pool's been down for 17 minutes and we're just confirming blocks over here. Personally don't like Sol. I think ETH, like Arbitrum side chains are better. I've been on Hyperliquid website. Yeah, true. Yeah, those are good takes. I definitely liked Solana more than Ethereum last run, but if you know Ethereum, you might have heard of Zen, Zen Crypto, Jack Levin. If you go take a look at Ethereum, curious if Zen's still on the where are the gas transactions? Yeah, right here. So these are currently the highest gas guzzlers on Ethereum, and on the list, number 8, Zen Crypto. Number 10, Zen Batch Minter. So how Zen works is you basically pick a date in the future to mint your tokens. So I think right now it's like up to 400 something days. If you do the max, the longer you wait, the more tokens you get. If you do like a month, you won't get very many tokens and you'll actually lose money. But typically if you do the max, you are almost always in profit, depending on the gas that day. So when the gas is very cheap, you can claim and mint tokens very, very cheaply. So the guy that made Zen, Jack Levin, he went on to create X1 blockchain, which is a fork of Solana. Let's see if I have any Zen mints. So these are ZenFTs. It's an NFT that shows my mints. So on September 12th, 2026, I get to claim all this Zen. I've been waiting 476 days. It's just been sitting in my wallet. So I'll get 3.1 billion Zen. So anyways, so the guy that made Zen went on to make X1 blockchain. And I run a couple of validators over on X1. So it's SVM based with the freedom to transact with high performance. So on X1 blockchain, there's a DEX called XDEX. This is the main DEX on chain. And this is what data that X1 Ninja shows. So you can actually come to xdex.xyz and trade tokens. And this is where all those memes live. And there's staking and mining, of course, with our miner. And, you know, there's a launch pad that's similar to Pump Fun called Degen, where you can launch these tokens. Like this one, the clown, like graduated today. So it's an amazing network. Lots going on. So definitely check out X1 blockchain. But even still today, Zen is still one of the gas guzzlers on chain, which is cool to see. So when I talk about X1 Ninja, when I talk about the Zen Blocks miner, I'm really talking about all this stuff on Ethereum and X1. All right, cool. So it's on main. Oh yeah, there's the liquid glass. That's cool. I'm digging it. This is down. Oh wow, it's up. That's funny. Yeah, this is nice. I like this. I don't like this music though. Cool. So we pushed it live. Check out hashhead.io. I still got to finish treecity.dev. This is pretty rough. It's a cool concept, but it needs cleaned up. So you can see I just pushed hashhead, so it shows up as the most recent PR. Got the link, got the GitHub, the X1 Ninja. I want to make this way cooler. But yeah, check us out, hashhead.io and treecity.dev. All right, I might have to shut this guy down. He's just blatantly displaying and cracking private keys. Might have to shut him down. He's losing containment. That's hilarious though. Abandon. It's just putting the seed phrase right in the fucking terminal. So stupid. That's hilarious. Anyways, this is where we'll wrap it up. It's been fun playing with this has been my typical experience with the local AI, that it's just like so slow and annoying that it's almost unusable. But each time I play with it, it becomes a little more capable. And that honestly probably costs like $1. Oops. So we'll destroy our instance. And now there's no more cost. And we spent $1.60 on several GPUs for 2 hours. I think that's pretty fair. Too bad they weren't better quality. Now I need to rearrange all my subscriptions so I can get Grokbot. We shut it. Down, please close the tunnel. Tree miner's mining. The pool's back online, so now it's going to resubmit all those blocks it was collecting. There's a site called zen.pub. Shout out to Joseph. And he has the Zen blocks tracker. It takes a second to load. This is a good place to learn about Zen and how it works. It's all about first principles and delayed gratification. Just waiting for it to load my mining statistics. That's the thing with Zen blocks, is there's so many hashes that it's such a heavy database. It takes forever to even query like how many blocks you even have. But all that data is getting stored on chain on X1, which is kind of cool. Eventually, anyway. All right, so we're now in the top 200. Got 2 super blocks in the last 24 hours. But you can see since we created our miner with the special thing, I mean, we were getting 200-300 blocks a day for months, if not years. And then within the past months, since we restarted the stream, just within the past week, we're averaging 5 times that. So that's a good sign. I love to see that. That's great to see. That means the miner's working, which is now live at hashhead.io. Awesome. All right, well, we're coming up on 4 a.m. here. I think I'm about to hit the hay. But I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Code Bam, thanks for chatting with me. We had some fun with Qwen, trying to crack some Bitcoin private keys. Updated the Hashhead website to show the miner and X1 Ninja. Talked about Zen and X1. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Hope everybody has a good Friday. And I hope you stay zen. Peace.